All right. Pete Martin, lovely to see you again. Can you please tell us where the heck we are and what the heck we're doing here?
Yes, we are. We're in Grand Rapids. We're here for PitchMI. This is the very first PitchMI event that's happening this week. This one's focused on healthcare and life sciences. There's going to be 5 companies pitching today. They're all pitching for a $250,000 prize and the chance to compete again in April of next year for an additional $1 million prize. It is one of the biggest pitch competitions in the country, and it's super exciting.
That's so amazing. We were just standing inside, and people from Google just walked in. There's a whole bunch of people. There's a lot of excitement. How are you feeling right now? Because obviously this was like a whirlwind to get to this moment right now.
Absolute whirlwind to get here. I'm not sure if it's the calm before the storm or what, but I feel really good. I mean, I think what most people maybe don't see is like all of the behind the scenes work that went into this. There were 50 plus people that were helping with this, you know? And so the work has been done. Now we just get to go and watch these founders, and the founders have all the pressure today, but they're all gonna do great, you know? And so I'm just excited to be here.
That's awesome. So when it comes to the founders and the focus of Grand Rapids, because that's where we're at today, what makes you most excited about these specific founders? Because obviously you got like hundreds of applicants from what I heard, and like people from all over Michigan immediately jumping in and like just wanting to be a part of this. How'd you guys even choose?
Oh my gosh, yeah. 375 companies applied for PitchMI across over 100 cities across Michigan on both peninsulas. Super cool. And I was just talking with one of the judges that's judging today in Grand Rapids. We had over 100 companies apply just for Grand Rapids. And they were really excited about not just the 5 companies that are competing. This is the theme that I think we're going to see everywhere. Not just the 5 companies that are competing, which are going to be great companies, but there were 20 or so companies that applied that this person who is in Michigan, right, did not know about and is very excited to be following. Like, that's the thing that, like, personally I'm most excited about. The capital is going to be great. The company that wins this is going to get massive benefits. That's going to be phenomenal. But that's going to be great. The 5 companies that are on stage today, I think all of them are going to be wildly successful, and a lot of that because of the attention that gets paid to them because of events like this.
Okay.
And there will be more companies in Michigan that benefit because more people will now be looking at our state in healthcare and life science and all of these other industries. I think, lots of folks, when they think of Michigan, they think automotive, and we're phenomenal at automotive, but we are so good in healthcare and life science. We are so
we're right next to the Michigan Medical Mile, like right now.
We're on the Medical Mile. The MSU spends like $40 million a year in research just on the Medical Mile. It's unbelievable. And Michigan invented the flu vaccine. We invented the whooping cough vaccine. That was in Grand Rapids. It was right here with an all-female team.
I didn't even know that.
Nobody knows this stuff. It's wild, right?
Yeah.
So like that's super cool. One of the big reasons that the MSU Research Foundation even exists is because of a drug that was invented, or a chemotherapy drug called cisplatin, that returned hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's like why we're doing this stuff now. It's so cool.
It's so cool. So can you talk about the organization a little bit? You obviously just start mentioning it a little bit. Why is the team wanting to focus so much in Michigan? Why are you guys making the decision now to do this pitch? Why didn't you do it 5 years ago? Like what now? Why is it now that it's now starting to take off?
I think maybe everyone around Michigan can feel how the state is different now than even 5 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. If you look at Detroit, that city has entirely turned around in the last 10, 15 years. And you look at the startup scene in Michigan, startups in Michigan raised over $1 billion for the first time in 2020. We haven't looked back. We've raised over $1 billion every year since then. Even though the broader venture environment's down like 50% since 2021, we're still raising over $1 billion every year. We've now raised, just last year, Michigan startups have raised more money than any other state in the Midwest. And so
shout out Michigan then.
Shout out Michigan. Yeah. I know. And so now is like maybe the best time to be betting on Michigan. Maybe, cool, right? There were other events that happened before that tried to really benefit Michigan and get more startups out there. I look at I can't remember the name of the event, but the companies like SkySpecs benefited from similar pitch competitions to this, right? And so we've brought it back to Michigan. It went away with the pandemic. We've brought it back. We've brought it back even bigger, like way bigger.
This is huge.
Yeah, I think it might be one of the biggest things that's happened in Michigan. Like I don't have all the data, but I'm like really confident that I haven't seen that in Michigan before. And so it's a bigger prize. We were focusing on this before. The pandemic caused a little bit of a lull there. But
I
now
think for everybody, it kind of
for everybody. But now, we're focusing on it. It's even bigger. It's better, and we're going to see companies from all backgrounds, all people. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're building in Michigan, like this is an opportunity to have the world know about you. It's super cool.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about just logistically your role within your company, but also within this event itself?
Yeah. So I'm the Director of Portfolio Management at the MSU Research Foundation. I've been in that role for about a year. When they brought me on board, the goal was let's put more structure around the way that we support our companies, and that's with talent. And so we launched this job board for effectively the whole, we're the largest investor in Michigan, the most active investor in Michigan. And so we launched a job board for our portfolio, which is now effectively the job board for like the high growth startup scene in Michigan. Super cool.
Yeah.
But also, how do we support them by making connections to other VCs? And the VCs, we have 600 plus VCs that are in our portfolio that are co-investors with us, Yeah, so we have a lot of people that we know around Michigan, around the region, around the country, and the question is how do we put structure in place so that we can make the right introductions at the right time for everyone in our portfolio? And then a big thing that on a personal level I've pushed on and that we are pushing on at the foundation is storytelling and getting the word out there about the Michigan founder. And so we are extreme believers in the Michigan founder. It's the reason that we've invested statewide for a long time. Now we've put over $40 million in capital behind founders in Michigan that have raised over, it's like $1.3 billion. They've hired thousands of employees in Michigan,
Yeah.
And so that, we know that by betting on the Michigan founder, they will be successful. And so events like this that allow us to shine a really bright spotlight on every founder in Michigan, that's directly the path that we want to go down.
It sounds like you guys are kind of practicing what you preach, especially when it comes to believing in Michigan. Obviously, the universities in Michigan, the purpose and the why behind it sounds really dialed in. Does that just perfectly line up with your own why? One of my big things always when I'm talking to people is like, why are you even doing this? Because you could have any job on and you could go anywhere, but it seems like you're clearly excited by today. You've kind of been beaming just everywhere I've seen you kind of walking around.
Yeah.
But it seems like this mission aligns really perfectly with you.
On a very personal level. Yeah. So I spent most of my adult life outside of Michigan. I left Michigan in early 2011 to go chase a dream and build a career in tech. I was a venture-backed founder. I founded a data security company in early 2014 when I was living in Chicago, moved to Florida with that company, moved to Texas, spent all this time away from family. We missed out on everything, all the little, we didn't come back for anybody's birthday or graduation
Especially
parties.
when you're grinding like that.
Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Nothing like that. I missed out on some really big things too. My grandmother passed away. My wife was 9 months pregnant. We were living in Florida. I couldn't fly home, right? So I missed that funeral. It's ridiculous. I'll never get that back, To come back to Michigan and realize, because I didn't know, realize that there were so many people going down this path was a glass-shattering moment for me, and I legitimately have been obsessed for about 3 years now. We moved home 3 years ago, and I've been obsessed with what has been going on in Michigan, and very angry that nobody knew about it. So it's on a personal level. It's been how the heck do we get more people to know about what's going on here? And somebody allowed this to happen, and I'm very happy.
That's awesome. So clearly it requires a ton of people to pull an event like this together.
Yeah.
Obviously you partnered up with people like Ted Veely at Midwest House too. You mentioned storytelling, and I think that has been an element. It was in our first interview with Anthony, obviously, when it comes to his company and what he's doing here. But I'm super curious for you, what stories are you really trying to get out about this event, but also just in general?
Oh, gosh. Well, shout out to Anthony and his team for the work that they have done, and really everybody in Michigan for coming and joining this effort. We had so many people that just volunteered their time. We got great people, phenomenal people that donated their time and effort to this thing. That's been phenomenal. The thing that I am most looking forward to about this whole series of events, about today and way beyond, is the additional people around Michigan, around the region, and around the country that will know, maybe for the first time, that incredible companies have always been built here and that are being built here now. The future of these industries see so many industries is being built in Michigan, and the founders here really are incredible. And I think that lots of folks are going to look at see our state with fresh eyes and say, my goodness, I need to be investing there. I need to move there and build my company. I need to work at one of these companies. If I'm a university student in Michigan, I don't want to leave the state. It's the fact that I feel I have to leave the state, right? That was
I got to go to one of the coasts, or I got to go to wherever the venture is, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to leave to go build a career. That is not true. That's just not true. Maybe it was 15, 20 years ago. It is not true now. We are massively on a rise, and I really hope that everybody around the state learns that.
That's awesome. Okay, what are you hoping that the people that are coming today, because there's already obviously been a ton of people walking in,
Yeah.
it's not even starting for a
Yeah, I
little
know.
while, but like people are very clearly excited, but what are you hoping that they themselves walk away with when it comes to just the people in the audience?
I hope they are inspired about the healthcare and life science industries here in Michigan. I hope they want to help. I hope they help, right? That's if they're, again, if they want to work at one of these companies, that's great. If they're an investor, I hope they connect with these companies. And if they can invest directly, that's phenomenal. If they can introduce them to people in their network, though, that can be helpful, that should be what we're all doing.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that you wish that I would have asked about this event that I haven't asked yet? Because obviously, like, I'm kind of just sitting over here drilling you, and we didn't prep at all.
I think you hit all the major things, right? Like, it really is the goal is to make sure as many people find out about this as possible, and that everyone supports, right? And I do think that naturally that's going to happen.
Cool. Where's the best spot for people to get a hold of you and your organization and team when it comes to like reaching out if they're like, hey, I want to participate in the next one, or like what's the email sign up? What's the thing that they got to go to?
So so it's PitchMI, right? So PitchMI is the name of this statewide $2 million pitch competition. Super cool. We're doing it again next year. If you want to get involved, you can go to pitchme.org. So pitchmi.org, and you can learn everything there is to know there. And we'd love to chat with you. If you want to get involved if you're an investor and you want to get involved, if you're a corporate, if you're an enterprise, large enterprise in Michigan, and you want to get involved, Stryker, come talk to us.
Yeah.
We'd love to get you involved as a judge, as a panelist, and just someone that can meet with these companies and bring them to your facilities, introduce them to your engineering teams, your R&D teams, record some marketing content. So again, the world can learn more about what these great companies like Stryker, great companies in Michigan, are already doing and how they support innovation in our state.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time. It's so good to see you again.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure.